Today's exam is a bit different from rest of the papers. So until now, we have adopted a very safe strategy where you have to cross 40 for sure, and we are looking at the aggregator later point of time. Now there are two cases who are writing both groups and who are writing only group 2. Now for people who are writing only group 2 and you're writing IBS, adopt a reasonably safe strategy because you have one more paper for the finishing over. Like you can take it to the last, right? So you make sure you kind of adopt a safe strategy, which we follow the regular breakup, first hour, second hour, third hour. Largely, make sure you cross that 45-50. Adopt a safe strategy. We'll push the risk to IBS, where we try to get 65-70. We'll look into it. Okay. Writing for group 2, it's a safe strategy. For both group students, it's a question of aggregate because these are the two papers which has to give you decent aggregate. So if you look at the numbers, if you get one more 40, if all the other three is 40s, it doesn't make sense, right? So you have to be slightly aggressive. You have to be slightly aggressive. When I say slightly aggressive, again, it's just a shift in mind. For example, when you play cricket, the last 4 overs, the same batsman, the same pitch, the same bowler, you end up scoring 50 runs in 4 overs, right? Why? You know that if you don't do that, you lose the match. It's not about, the idea is not to throw the wicket. The idea is to win the match where you are accelerating the pace. So that is exactly what we are looking into this. Okay. So how are we looking at it is 55 is on the cards. The reason being, we are not expecting a similar paper of last time. Even if it is, now you know that a paper like that can come. So both the possibilities are considered here. So when you're going ahead, until now, it's the same. You do box within technique. You look into question 6 and 5, and then 4, 3, 2. Select 2 questions, right? So before you start, process that one question. Do this compulsory. This is mandatory today, where you do it in the rough work. So before you actually start the answer, create an answer framework because this will improve your accuracy. Don't think it is a waste of time. Please don't waste time while writing the answer. Do rough work first before you actually write the main answer, at least for the first 2 questions. Is it understood? Rough work, not to be evaluated. Create an answer framework. When you actually write it, it will save you more than 10 minutes by spending 2 minutes. It's a mandatory hint which I'm giving you for the first 2 questions. Okay, 2 to 2:30, complete one question. 2:30 to 3, complete second question. So here, this is the point where you should be looking at 18 to 20 today. Okay. So that is the reason why I'm asking you to use that extra 5 minutes to create the answer framework, which will improve your accuracy, which will improve your speed. Both will be done. Okay. Even if it takes plus 10 minutes, it's totally fine. Because if you can score 18 to 20 in the first hour, that's fantastic. This is exactly what we are looking at. Next, this bracket, MCQs, normally you're expected to solve it in 30 minutes. But again, I want to extract another 20 marks in this. So even if you take 1 hour, that is totally fine. Giving it as a question, if it's possible, you can do it. Otherwise, even if you do 2 questions here and only MCQs here, so 20 marks here, 20 marks for MCQ, that is sorted. Because as I told you, the first 2 hours are all about numerator. How much you are covering the denominator is irrelevant. First 2 hours, we should be getting to 40. Okay. So if you have decent command on the subject, if you are able to answer the third question properly, pick up third question. Otherwise, after 2 questions, switch to MCQs. Only keep one thing in mind, especially both group people, the numerator numbers. The numerator numbers, be very aggressive. 2 questions. When I say aggressive, not reckless, not random. With a clear-cut intent to move it to 55. That is what is aggression. I hope this is clearly understood. Harshita, for you specifically, you just go ahead because this is your last opportunity, right? So you have to be super aggressive as compared to anybody else because you just go all in because aggregate you have to level up. So you stick to this 2 questions and then MCQs. You have to keep a tab on the numerator and always make sure every question before you solve for MCQs elimination for regular questions you're writing under the rough work. Do this. Trust me. Do this. Don't think it will waste time. It will actually save time. Just do this until 4 o'clock. Afterwards, switch to the numerator. I would say switch to the denominator in the sense that start writing everything. Let's say in normal sense, for a 5-mark answer, if you write this much, last 1 hour, write only this much. Because the delta is the difference between this and this. If it's 3 marks, you'll get 2 marks. That's okay. But you have to cover the entire 100 marks, which Ujjwala clearly mentions. Right? So this is the strategy which Ujjwala has followed, and her score is 79, right? Now this is her score is 79. Now this is exactly what she has got. Now I'm telling you, use this, at least you get this 55. And IBS, we are going to do a game changer intervention because we are putting in all our energy and our mind is calm and clear. So IBS, there is a possibility to 75 also. All you have to do is go and get this here. Now for students writing only group 2, slightly be conservative because you also have IBS. You don't have to worry about group 1 aggregate. I hope the things are clear. Okay, keep this framework in mind. Very strictly processing the question and write the answer rough work framework before you actually write the answer, at least for 2 questions, which will increase the certainty and possibility. Is this clear? Ujjwala, do you want to add anything?
I know, like we all have put lot of efforts. Like from 2 months, we have been studying a lot. So I know you guys have done very well. Just write the exam and come back. All the very best. I wanted, like really, from my heart, I'm expecting that you have to score more than me. Okay. So all the very best.
Okay. Thank you guys. Just give a round of applause for yourselves. All right, guys. Just get going. Yeah.